Today we're talking about the top 10 board games that were checked out of our library at TantrumCon 2020. Thank you for joining me today at Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Well, I just got the list of the top board games that were checked out of our TantrumCon library at TantrumCon. This board game library has over 1,500 games. You can actually go and look at all the games that are in our library at tantrumcon.com. And Brian had the good idea of, why don't you do a video of the top 10 board games? So that's what I'm going to do. So let's get started. So the number 10 spot's a little weird because it has more than one game in it. All the other spots, there's only one game. But for number 10, we have the Quacks of Quedlinburg, which was tied with Dice Hospital, Papillon, Paladins of the West Kingdom, and Glen 2 Chronicles.
Number 9.
In the number 9 spot, we have Tiny Towns from AEG. We just got the expansion Tiny Towns Fortunes in the mail, and I believe Will is working on a video for that one. But Tiny Towns is a great family game, and I love the bingo type mechanic where someone calls out a resource and everyone has to use that one on the player board.
Number 8.
In the number 8 spot, we have Reef from Next Move Games or Plan B Games. I actually played Reef at TantrumCon with a group of people, and man, just brought back good memories. Emerson Matsuuchi is the designer of that game, and I really like it. I love how it's so easy to teach and how it's so easy to learn the game. The simple mechanics, but so strategic because when you collect cards, when you place cards, you're going to be collecting resources, and then you're trying to gain points based on what you have in your grid, and you're looking from like a bird's eye view, and you're going to get different points for scoring different things, and really like it. I just have one problem with it. I don't really like the pieces themselves. I wish they were upgraded a little bit, maybe translucent or something like that. They are easily recognizable, like easily distinguishable, I should say, but they feel too kiddie, like Duplo box. But everything else about the game, love Reef.
Number 7.
In the number 7 spot, we have Root from Leader Games. Root was Tantrum House's board game of the year in 2018. Best board game. We really like it here at Tantrum House. One of, the different factions. It's an asymmetrical game where every player is basically playing their own game. I played this numerous times. I have it right up there. And they just did a great job with this game, Leader Games. I love personally, I like the cat faction. I like how that works. I like the worker placement aspect of that. I know Melissa has played the bird faction a lot. Yeah, I have another friend that really likes the raccoon. I haven't played the raccoon yet. Maybe I'll have to try that one sometime. And I know they have a lot more expansions as well. And Leader Games actually just finished up a Kickstarter for Oath, and I think they did really well on that. I believe they made over $1 million on that Kickstarter campaign. But anyway, Root in the number 7 spot from Leader Games.
Number 6.
In the number 6 spot, we have Abyss. Man, this is actually a little older of a game, 2014. I'm really surprised this is in this spot, but Abyss is from Asmodee. This is a game for 2 to 4 players. It takes about 30 to 60 minutes to play. One of the things you might remember from Abyss is it had the different box covers, but it was the same game inside. I thought that was a unique way of selling the game. This game has auction bidding, it has card drafting, hand management, of course a little bit of memory, push your luck, and set collection. So you have Abyss in the number 6 spot.
Number 5.
In the number 5 spot, we have Everdell from Starling Games. This was published back in 2018, and it's for 1 to 4 players. It takes about 40 to 80 minutes to play. This has a lot of different board game mechanics, card drafting, hand management, worker placement, and in the game you pick one of 3 actions. You're either placing a worker, or you're playing a card, or you're preparing for the next season. So pretty simple mechanics on that. And I really, of course you have the table presence of Everdell with that cool tree. And of course everyone loves the resources, those pink squishy berries. Everyone just walks up to the table and just like, can I touch the berries? So Everdell in the number 5 spot from Starling Games.
Number 4.
In the number 4 spot, we have Wingspan from Stonemaier Games. This, of course, was published last year from Stonemaier Games. This is a game for 1 to 5 players. It takes about 40 to 70 minutes to play. One of my favorite games, one of my top games from 2019. This is designed by Elizabeth Hargrave. You've got some really cool mechanics with the card drafting, the dice rolling, of course, the hand management, the set collection. The way the game plays is just so easy to get people into, and I think the theme really draws people into it as well. I know a lot of people have gotten into birding because of Wingspan, and of course the European expansion is already out in retail. We did a video on that, and the next one Jamie just announced was the Oceania expansion. So looking forward to that expansion. But in the number 4 spot we have Wingspan, which is pretty cool.
Number 3.
Number 3 from Board Games checked out at TantrumCon is Azul Summer Pavilion. This is a 2019 game. It's for 2 to 4 players. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play. You might be familiar with the Azul series. You have the base Azul, then you have Azul Sintra, and now you have Azul Summer Pavilion. I love the base game. I think it's a great gateway game. And I have not actually played Summer Pavilion yet. So many games out there, I just haven't gotten to it yet. But it does look really, really cool. I would like to play it sometime. I know, of course, the tiles are shaped differently, and how you're placing them in your on your board is differently. I think the same mechanics are similar in that you're drafting tiles and placing them on your board. I think the main difference is how you're placing them on your board and where you're placing them. So really interested in this one. It does look cool. So number 3, Azul Summer Pavilion.
Number 2.
In the number 2 spot is Parks from Keymaster Games. This is a game from 2019 that takes about 30 to 60 minutes to play. It's a game for 1 to 5 players. This is kind of cool because Keymaster was one of our sponsors, actually our platinum sponsor for TantrumCon. They had their own booth, which is kind of interesting because they were showing off the game, but people were still checking the game out from the library. So I don't even know how many more games people actually played of Parks. Actually, we had a couple in the play-to-win area. We had over 100 games in the play-to-win area, and those weren't logged into the system either. So Parks was played quite a bit at TantrumCon. This game, of course, it came out in 2019. It has the movement across the different paths, or across the path, and you're collecting the sets. And yeah, so I really like this. I sometimes compare this to a game called Takedo, an older game that you might be familiar with. Not too old, but I love the casual play of Parks, and I think it's really, really cool what Keymaster did with Parks. And of course, they just announced Parks Memories. That is actually on Kickstarter right now. Let's see. Yes, on Kickstarter right now. And they have an expansion to Parks on Kickstarter as well, so you can check that out. But in the number 2 spot is Parks.
Number 1.
In the number 1 spot is the Isle of Cats. This is from City of Games. Isle of Cats is a competitive, medium weight, card drafting, polyomino cat placement board game. This is for 1 to 4 players. It takes about 60 to 90 minutes to play. Melissa and I did a preview video of this of the prototype. We actually just got the production copy in the mail, and we're excited to play it. And it's got some. I really like Isle of Cats. Melissa really likes Isle of Cats, and I hope you love Isle of Cats. It looks like a lot of people did at TantrumCon, playing it, the number 1 most checked out game at TantrumCon. So that wraps up the top 10, plus a little bit more for that number 10 spot. But tell me your thoughts in the comments below. What game should have been checked out of the TantrumCon library? What game we're expecting to be on the list and it wasn't there? I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. And as always, we would love for you to subscribe to Tantrum House, check out all our other videos. I know if you click the notification bell, you'll be notified when we publish new videos. Thanks again for watching.